sustainable development, innovation, resilience, and inclusive growth in a changing world. My name is Fairuzani Asmishabani, and my partner, Alia. We are honored to serve as your Master of Ceremony for today's program.
We're delighted to have participants, researchers, academics, and professionals joining us from various institutions
for this international conference. On behalf of the organizing committee, it is my honor to present a brief report on today's conference. The conference is jointly organized by Indonesian Association of Economic, Accounting and Business Lecturer, or IDEABI, and the Regional Research and Innovation Agency, BRIDA of the Central Java Provincial Government, with the support of Financial Services Authority, OJK, and the Faculty of Economic and Business. We are also honored to collaborate with 13 co-host institutions: STIE Al-Indo, Universitas Islam Sultan Agung, Institut Teknologi Bisnis AAS Indonesia, Universitas PGRI Sendok, Universitas Muhammadiyah Kendari, the Master of Accounting Program of Universitas 11 Maret, Universitas Gorontalo, Umara Teks, Universitas Sains Teknologi Ekonomi Digital Indonesia, Universitas Tidar, KJA Riana Sitawati, Universitas Pancasila, MPT. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to report that the conference received 133 research papers for scholars and researchers across Indonesia. Through our hybrid format, participants are joining both on-site and in Surakarta and online, creating broader participant and stronger academic engagement. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to express our sincere appreciation to Mr. Edi Supriyono, Chairperson of IDEABI, Prof. Iza, Mrs. Widi, Mrs. Uma, Mrs. Dewi Ismayawati, Mrs. Dewi Wahyundaru, BRIDA team, Himas, Andre, and Hendrika, and all committee members for their dedication and support. We also extend our heartfelt thanks to all keynote speakers, invited speaker, presenter, participants, supported institution, and everyone who has contributed to the international conference. We hope this conference will strengthen academic collaboration, inspire meaningful discussion, and contribute to sustainable economic development. Finally, we apologize for any shortcomings.
MSc, Head of the Central Java Regional Research and Innovation Executive, BRIDA, Central Java, Honorable Head of Region Government Organization, OPD of the Central Java Provinsi, Honorable Head of Region Development Planning, Research and Innovation, BRIDA, Distinguished Invited Speaker, Professor Sik Chan from University of North USA, Dr. Supakron Apir from Raja Mangala University, Thailand, Dr. B.T. Susanto from Binus University of CEOs World from Zoom, and Dr. Junaid M. Syed from University of Technology Brunei. This will deal Head of Research, Government Office, Business Leader, academic, student, and participant from Indonesia and abroad. I can do read pantun in Indonesia and from Solo City, warm and bright, we gather here with the hope in sight, sharing knowledge hand in hand. Together we build on better land. Dari kota Solo yang penuh pesona, kita bertemu membawa harapan bersama. Berbagi ilmu, menjalin kolaborasi, membangun negeri dengan penuh inovasi. Pantun kedua, second pantun. If my English is not perfect today, Please don't let this stand in the way. The language might differ, it's true, but friendship is spoken by me and you. Kalau nanti bahasa Inggris saya kurang fasih, mohon dimaklumi dengan hati yang bersih. Karena persahabatan tak butuh tata bahasa. Cukup senyum, kolaborasi, dan semangat bersama. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great honor and privilege on behalf of the Indonesian Associate of Economic, Accounting and Business Lecture IDEABI to warmly welcome all of you to this international conference. First and foremost, let us express our gratitude to Alumni good to his blessing, which enable us to gather today is good health and XP to discuss one of the most important issues of all time, building a greener, more resilient and more inclusive future. This conference is more than an academic gathering. It is a collaborative platform where scholars, policymakers, regulator, researcher, entrepreneur, and practitioners come together to exchange ideas and develop innovation solutions from the challenge faced by our societies. The theme of this conference, advance green economy and sustainability development, innovative, resilient, and inclusive growth in changing world.
Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Before I begin, I would like to convey the governor's sincere apologize for being unable to attend today event due to an unavoidable commitment. I have been entrusted by the governor in my capacity as the head of the Regional Research and Innovation Agency to represent him and deliver the opening remarks on his behalf. Thanks for your kind understanding. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and warm greeting for all us. Whom I respect, Chairperson of the Board of Commissioners of Indonesia Financial Service Authority, JICA, and Head JICA Chairman of the Indonesian Association of Economics, Business and Accounting Lectures, IDEABI, and team representative of regional government institution, head of BRIDA, City and Regency in Central Java, Head of Research and Economic Community Service Institute, PPM, of University and Higher Education Institution. The speaker, Professor Sichan from University of North Georgia, USA. Welcome, Central Java. Nomor 2, Dr. Junaid M. Sheikh, University Teknologi Brunei. From Virtual. Nomor 3, Mrs. Papon Agapin, PhD, from Raja Mangala, University of Teknologi Kunten, Thailand. Welcome. Board Dr. Benny Hastanto, CEO PT Sevo Indonesia, Ministry. Guys, paper presenters and participants of the 2026 International Conference. Before I begin my remarks, I have questions to Mrs. Chen, Professor Chen, and Mrs. Papa. How many times has been to Solo? How many times has been to Solo? Mr. Chen, the first time? Oh, check. Solo is Solo is one city in Central Java out of 35 regency and cities in Central Java. It has population of 38 million people. Central Java. Solo is famous for its royal heritage and culture. Slogan in Solo, in the spirit of Java. Solo is center of soul of Japanese. Many culinary famous. Tagline cuisine. Tagline cuisine is good. Is traditional Indonesian. God shop cooked in flavorful coconut milk, but with aromatic spices. And soto. Soto is chicken soup. Bakso meatball. Bakso meatball. Soup meatball. Meatball soup. First and foremost, let us express our gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, the Almighty God, for His blessing and mercy that enable to us to gather here today in good health and high spirit of the International Conference 2026. On behalf of the government of Central Java Province, I would like to extend my deepest appreciation to BRIDA and IDEABI for organizing this international conference. This event serves a strategic platform for strengthening global collaboration in research, innovation, and sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this year's conference, Advancing Green Economy and Sustainable Development, Innovation, Resilience, and Inclusive Growth in a Changing World, is highly relevant to the changing facing our world today. We are living in an area marked by climate change, global economic uncertainty, energy and food security concern, and rapid digital transformation that affect nearly every aspect of our life. In this context, development can no longer focus solely on economic growth. It must also ensure environmental sustainability, social resiliency, and equitable prosperity for all members of society. Therefore, the concept of a green economy has become a strategic necessity of achieving and more resilient and sustainable future. Ladies and gentlemen, Channel Java possesses timeless potential to become one of Indonesia's leading region in the development of a green economy. The provincial government continues to promote sustainable. Our collective effort contribute to a more sustainable, resilient, and inclusive future for all. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Gubernur Central of Java, Komjen Polis Retired Dr. Ahmad Lutfi SHST and I hope trust read out the government remarks in full. Thank you very much.
Untuk Bapak Budi, mohon juga dipersilakan untuk naik ke panggung juga.
Introduce two speakers in this room. First, Prof. Syochat. I don't know how to say Syochat. From University of North Georgia, USA. Please come to our stage, Prof. The second, Associate Professor Dr. Supapon Akademisi. I think that's true. From International College Raja Mangala University of Technology, Krungcep. Is right, bro? Okay, thank you very much. And we have two English speakers who joined at Zoom. The first, Dr. Junaid Muhammad Sheikh. Good morning, Dr. Junaid from University Technology Brunei Darussalam. And the second, Ibu Retnia Wulandari from Financial Service Authority. Good morning, Bu Retnia.
Honored to be invited here to talk to you a little bit about the implications of AI and how it has important implications for the profession pertaining to sustainability. So today I'll go over some key points about ESG issues and responsibility pertaining to governance, and finally the ESG measures. So, what is AI? Now, Gen AI, it's been used a lot in many fields like manufacturing, medicine, and basically the fields that focus on AI, human collaboration. So, we use AI a lot because it increases our productivity and also help us to transform our jobs across different industries. So, in particular, when you talk about AI in sustainability, it has certain benefits and costs, but the benefits is it can give you a lot of good analysis of massive data pertaining to the climate. So, for example, weather forecast. People, they have used AI to improve weather warnings, like when to hide when a hurricane is coming or tornado is coming. They also use AI to increase weather forecast accuracy and optimize the irrigation systems. So AI has a lot of benefits in terms of that, particularly solar and wind energy efficiency. So in the US, we now have solar panels, so they use the solar panels to generate energy for the communities. So what about augmented AI? Augmented AI filters the AI results and incorporate those results into together with the human expertise for decision making. Next slide, please. So, what do you mean by AI augmentation or augmented intelligence? It's the use of AI to enhance or even extend human intelligence or capabilities rather than replace humans. So that's good news, right? That's what we want to hear. So AI will handle all the data-heavy, repetitive tasks, while humans will control the decision making and engage in creativity and also ethical judgment. Next, please. So next, the environmental issues. Yes, we use a lot of AI, but it causes a lot of issues, especially environmental costs. So look at the data centers. The data centers consume a lot of electricity or power, and consumption continues to skyrocket as time goes on, as we continue to consume the energy. Next, please. So, the next issue is about the...
Just for 20 minutes. Well, thank you very much. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and good morning, governments and university leaders, distinguished guests, honorable colleagues and students. It's a great pleasure to be here, a little bit excited, and I would like to thank to UNM and the organizing committee for your for your invitation and for your hospitality today. And for the person who haven't met, and my name is Assistant Professor Dr. Supapon Akapin. I am the lecturer in Tourism Department and a researcher, and in terms of the administration role, I am the Dean of the International College. So, my presentation today, next slide please. So I will focus on the tourism, green tourism and sustainability. So my expertise and research area and my motivation as well. So I will focus on this area, sustainable destination and management. So how we manage our tourist destination to live longer and make it sustainable. And next, another area is about community-based tourism or CBT. That's my research project, focus on how to make the community sustainable. They can live with when the community becomes the tourist destination, and they can earn some money from their culture, their heritage site, and they can preserve their culture as well. So another area is about green tourism certification and policy. So this, would like to discuss about in Thailand we initiated. However, how to make it sustainable and to enforce this policy to the tourism sector and operator. So it's challenging. And the last one is about tourism finance nexus. That means there are the fund for the green tourism, for the sustainability. However, how the SME or the small operator can reach to this finance, so it's also challenging as well. Next, please. So, as we know, not different from Indonesia, Thailand is a tourism destination. However, at the moment, we perhaps become to the crossroads. So, or the turning points, how we make our country, destination country, live longer or sustainable. So let me quote our tourism authority governor mentioned or said, we cannot keep selling Thailand as a destination without investigating in the health of that destination, meaning more tourists visit, that our destination eroded or damaged. So if the government didn't give the money or the fund to the local people, the community, the destination, so how they survive, that's me. Look at this figure, 20%. That's in Thailand, tourism sector contribute the income to the national GDP is around 20%. However, when look at the figure 20%, but if the climate just increase around 1.5 degree, so that this heat can damage our beaches in the south and the coral reef under the water world as well. So think about, once our tourism assets damaged or destroyed, so that we have nothing to show or attract the visitors. Next, the number 128, when I said when one pocket will receive the money from the visitors, another pocket we spend around 128 billion baht. I'm not sure about the Indonesian money now, so 128 billion baht to repair or or fix the integration of the tourism destination. And at the moment, however, even the more number of tourists and we see the damage. However, the government didn't pay attention on or focus on enough about to capture or limitation of the number of tourists. We just announced in 2026 we will receive the international tourists around 29 million. So that is quite contrast, in terms of we want to have more tourists and then we, have the home to care about. Next, please. So, as we know, about the sustainability framework, but I will focus on the tourism in here. And so, in terms of make the destination sustainable, so how we manage. So, look at these 6 pillars. The first pillar is about environmental stewardship. So that means how we measure or assess about the capacity of, we can receive the visitors and look at the carbon footprint as well. And we need to care about the biodiversity of that destination, particularly, the natural destination. Next is about the community empowerment. So this is another definition of sustainability as well. Let the community take care about themselves, preserve about their heritage, about their culture, and let them earn from that, benefit from the tourism. So this another pillar to care about. or to look at when we discuss about the framework of research. Next is about economic viability, like I said, and as the destination need the money to preserve or looking after, and the money for them to use on that activity or program, so it's not enough. So it's like that the money go for the big investor, the big operator. For the small community or SME, it's not enough. And the government's policy as well, we must make the policy enforce very truly enforce for those business sector or operator. And next, research frameworks in terms of sustainable destination management should look at about the circular tourism. That means make the hotel, the tour operator, the hotel like a zero waste, the true and real zero waste, recycling or upcycling the waste or the materials that we use, and look after or to make sure the local supplier or the local supply chains keep on this as well, circular tourism. And the last one, use digital information to serve in terms of both the tourism operation, and to serve the tourists as well. Particularly, how to monitor the capacity of that tourism destination density. Next, please. So, however, we already start, but the challenge is how to make it sustainable or scale or expand our practice. I would like to show some cases that we practice in our country. That Chiang Mai, I'm sure some people visited Chiang Mai already, but some may heard about, and some probably think about.
A question to Professor Xu Chen. So you said at the beginning of the presentation that a lot of energy that we need to energize the AI data center. The usage of the energy for AI are 40 to 50 times higher than normal Googling. Okay, but back to Indonesia energy policy, the government said that we are oversupply of the electricity. On the other hand, Indonesia actually has an interest to catching up in the field for AI to pursue the economic growth. So I think it's a little bit paradoxical. So according to your experience and the US energy policy, to catch up with this policy energy backwardness, what should the Indonesian government learn to catch up with this policy energy backwardness? That's my question.
To your statement about environment, social, and government framework, but I will highlight in the government scope. Actually, my curiosity about the government regulation here is how to develop the regulation or to strengthen the regulation to manage the AI usage. I mean, in here we cannot beat AI, right? So AI is still AI. I'm sure that you are also active to use AI, right, Professor? So I mean, how? I don't get it if we can strengthen the regulation. And from the I'm sorry, it's a bit different. I put in here because I actually fit in there. It's a little bit nervous if I come in the front because women actually always first, but it's also always in back. So for for social community. Our governor in 2027.
Alright, I'm allergic to everything, pardon me. But your question about energy consumption, it is a very serious concern. I mean, AI uses a lot of power. So that's why in the US they're always looking for alternative sources of energy. Like I mentioned, the solar panels. So they just want to use the sun to generate power, even wind energy. So we try all kinds of efforts to get that resource. It's going to get worse. Why? And then to your question about why there is no regulation, it is very political and it's very controversial. We all understand there should be regulation, but then we all want to use AI, right? We all want to use AI. If you have regulation, then if I use it, then I have to do, I'm restricted, so I cannot do this, I cannot do that. So if in the US there are many lobbyists, nobody's going to be happy. So it depends on the special interest group. So if they lobby and they want this and that, and it's always like a tug of war. So it's very difficult for, even in European Union, they are I think the closest to some initial efforts with regulation. In the US, I think, I don't think it's going to happen very soon. China even says that they have, but I don't think that's happening because we all want to use it. Can you imagine? And also, I'm unsure as to how to regulate and what to regulate. Maybe research can tell them more what is needed and how you want to regulate it, which which particular areas or which particular development or utilization. AI, is very dangerous. You think that it cannot replace us for now. It will. If you give more training data, it will eventually. It just need more time. More than 80% of the algorithms right now code themselves without humans. Even I think Facebook or Meta laid off last May 80,000 IT professionals. Of course, they are more in the middle stage of the career. They are unlikely to lay off the seniors because the seniors are more versatile. They know how to use it. So in the US, the lower level or entry level professionals, they don't hire. And in the middle, they lay off after some years. So it is a threat to some extent. Of course, we want to hear that for now, they cannot replace us in terms of judgment, expertise. But if you give it more and more data, don't you think that? If you give it more and more data, and if you teach it how to filter out biases, maybe some regulation can be directed more specifically to certain areas. So research can actually help inform regulation, because regulators are as to, if you tell, even I remember in the US, my students told me that in the dock area, in the harbor, they use robots to do the work. So then they lay off all the workers in the harbor. So then the unions protested. There's no use, right? So they protested, but then there's no rule or regulation to say that your jobs are protected from AI. There's no such things, right? And also, have you heard of Sophia, the robot? She's very advanced. Sophia is very advanced. She has citizenship in Saudi Arabia. She's a citizen of Saudi Arabia. Even Amika is very agile. She can run. She can, So all these, Elon Musk, he's giving us 28 US these robots we can buy for $20,000 US, and it can do a lot of housework in our house. So it is expanding. There's nothing we can do about it. And energy consumption is going to be more than the airlines industry. So of course, then there's always an energy struggle for developed countries, even everywhere. So I guess slowly we just learn from one another how to survive in these areas. how to survive.
If you say that AI is the play of big data, right? So it's just how to conclude a big data. Why we just give him a false data and then stop?
False data, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't know because can you imagine? It is a large training data set. So let's say there are people from US, from China, from all over the world. It doesn't know. It doesn't even know what are the cultural differences, right? Because if I give the data, if I'm from the US or China or Singapore, if they give different kinds of data, it doesn't know for now. So research, can even provide some direction as to how, you can teach our AI to learn and how to see about those cultural biases and differences. In terms of mistakes, it's us because you gave those things into the training data set. So that's why it doesn't know. So you can even tell me 100% I'm sure this is correct, and I realize it's not true. So be very vigilant because ultimately, I've even seen researchers using AI to write papers. I'm the editor of a journal, so the similarity index is so high. So there's no way, we're not publishing if scholars can use AI to write papers, then why should I publish the papers? I'm also use AI and publish AI papers. So it's all these humans who feed the data to the system that causes a lot of problems. So for now, if you use citations, sometimes very often we found some fake citations, right, that are not really what the author said. But then, have you thought about it? Let's say I cite the article from 1968, sort of, right? And then somebody 10 years later cited sort of. So he or she will change, the story. So, and then until 2026, somebody really changed the story until it's not the same as what sort of said in 1968. You get the picture. So because it's also humans, somehow when we cite it, we change and twist it. It's like when you tell a story, or that's how a rumor started, right? So to person B, and then they add salt and pepper, and then this person C adds salt and pepper, and it becomes a very good story. It's something like that. Okay? Yeah, maybe research can help. Thank you.
My questions, the first one about social enterprise. How the government support them, isn't it? Okay. And the government support them with few direction. For the first one, about tax. That's the government reduce tax in a corporate or company income tax for them. Or even they can and they can get to the finance if they want like an investment, and another that they can sell the carbon credit to another company, as they operate in the green business. So for another company that's perhaps create more pollution or carbon emission to the air. Yeah, probably that they can sell this. So and another they get help from the university or the government sector as well. And so this about the social enterprise. But mainly, if the big, they can get this activity to refund or reduce the tax from the government. And in terms of the community, how they engage with these green tourism or concern about environment issue. I think in my opinion, I think Thai people quite concerned about environment. and it's probably the government give them some policy or project or even educate them as well. So and be concerned about health issues in terms of the 2.5 PM. So and if the government have both, like give them the incentives or even the penalty. For example, this is in general in the community or in the village. If that village or that farm or farmer burn their leftover from the crops or the farm, the government will give them the penalty, and they get erased or they get like a fine from the government. And if anyone doing good concerned about this, the government give the money, give the reward to them. So this is about, and okay, go back to the community, and the leader of the community quite, perhaps they learn from the government policy, and they know, they will get the money to support, so that they go and educate their local people and talk to them, like persuade them to look after their community. And for example, if they want to be the tourist destination, like a green tourism, and of course the government that have some fund to support them, or even the university have the project, the research to go to that village to train them, and what else, or even do the research with them. And so that's quite what I say. If they didn't do, the government give the penalty, and if they do well, the government give them the rewards or incentives. That's it for my answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Rocha. Our time is